We need to move on to what's happening tomorrow because yes, it's a weekday, but there are two exciting games that we will be previewing. The first one is Punjab versus Bangalore. It's match number 27. It happens in Mohali tomorrow. And later in the day is KKR versus Delhi. But first, let's focus on the first game that comes in the afternoon tomorrow. Well, Punjab has been a little lucky in the last game. No Shikhar Dhawan. He hopefully will be fit to come in. Sikandar Raza got that 50 in, which kind of helped them go past the finish line. Shah Rukh got that. He finally came into his own and he got that form. I think he got some 20 odd runs. So that went well for Punjab. So they'll be hoping that Shikhar comes up. We'll see the squad. We'll get Punjab squad in to see who probably comes in, who goes out. Atharva Taide probably will sit out for Shikhar. That once Shikhar is in. But besides that, any changes you'll see coming in?
They definitely need Shikhar back because they've had some issues at the top of the order. But yeah, I mean, that long streak, I think it's 12 years, what is it, between his IPL games?
Yes.
It doesn't look like they've got enough firepower. They've got a game plan at the top. The other guys, Sam Curran, Raza started to come good, Sharma and Shahrukh Khan in the middle. You know, those guys are fun. Liam Livingstone.
I mean, that's a question to ask Michael because he's come in today. Michael, where is Livingstone? Why isn't he playing?
I know he's here. You know, you mentioned the top of the order. If I was Punjab, I'd send Shikhar out with Liam Livingstone.
Provided Livingstone comes in and plays. So yeah, it's just a question mark. No one knows why he's not playing.
Well, he's been injured and he got injured in Pakistan in the test match.
But that was in December.
It was a bad injury. It was a bad thing. All I know is back home in Manchester about 2 weeks ago, the county season started and I saw Liam Livingstone running around the outfield.
Okay,
and
that's
he was running and he announced that he was getting on the plane and he's come to India. So he's clearly going to be close to playing. If he is fit and he can get out there, he's a huge addition. You know, not only with his striking, but he offers you a little bit of off spin. He offers you a bit of, it's not great leg spin, but if the right-handers are out there, there's a bit of purchase. He can bowl you a bit of leg spin. If he's moving okay, and I'm sure he will have to be fit to play, his fielding's magnificent. So he's a real kind of modern-day T20 player. But if they are struggling at the top of the order and they need a firecracker who will go for it from ball one, Livingstone could be the man we should.
Has he ever done that job?
Yeah.
To top?
Yeah.
Well, we're really hoping he comes in because there was all that paperwork which wasn't in place. But well, paperwork's in place and he's here because he went and spoke saying I'm here and stuff. The three trio that has really impressed is Sam Curran, Ashdeep and Rabada. So that's a big positive for them.
Yeah, bowling-wise, there's no issues. They've got most of those bases covered and now that KG's back in. Ashdeep probably has been a little bit off colour. He hasn't been as good as we've seen, you know. I mean, I was a bit surprised at how well he went in the World Cup, but now that he went that well, I was expecting those kind of similar standards.
I mean, he's been good in the power play, which has been a new addition to him, but he's still been a little subdued as compared to what we expected him to be.
Yeah, I think in the last game, I think he went for his most expensive power play. And then at the back end, Chahar, I like what he brings. I mean, even Nathan Ellis, if they decide to go that option, he was really good when he was tried. And I was actually felt for him once he got left out. So bowling-wise, I don't have an issue. I just think the batting hasn't clicked. And even Sam Curran's batting hasn't kind of clicked from what you can see from him. So good start. And maybe that's what I said last time, is if Livingstone does come, you know, if there is a middle-order combination of Livingstone and Curran, those two might feed off each other. But they do need something because Shikhar's just been bearing the weight of everything on his shoulders. And the biggest surprise was that they managed to get over the line without him.
Yes. We'll have a look at the squad again because I want to know who your overseas picks are going to be for tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think they'll leave out Matthew Short. I've liked what I've seen from him. He's had 2 knocks now and he's got 30 off not many deliveries. I think he just needs to learn the art of knowing that the power play does come to an end and you're allowed to bat for 3 or 4 overs after that. So I would think they would go. I mean, I suppose, how do you leave out Sikandar Raza the way he played?
Yeah.
So then I suppose Livingstone, who does he? Rajapaska won't play. I can see him definitely not playing. But I suppose the challenge will be, how do you get Livingstone if he's fit? But I still think it would be the right call for Raza to sit and Livingstone to play long term.
If Livingstone's fit, he has to play.
Yes.
Yeah, they've paid a lot of money for him. He's you know, we talked pre-show about, you know, you buy players basically to win your games.
Yes.
You know, over the course of the next, what have they got left? 9 games. Will Livingstone, if he's fit, win you a game or 2? Absolutely. So
But would you get a Rabada or would you get a Nathan Ellison? Because Nathan Ellis has done really well, but it's Rabada. So.
Rabada's got to play.
I think you've got to go for Rabada.
And moving on to RCB, because they take on RCB, who lost to Chennai in their last match. It was a big high-scoring game. There was Faf and Maxi who put up that great show, but wasn't enough.
No, I mean Faf has been in fine form. I just think
he had that little strain, which caused a lot of discussion amongst women, especially after he put that shirt up, and a lot of discussion.
He's got his tattoo, hasn't he?
He's got a new tattoo.
Oh, they're discussing the tattoo.
Yeah, just the tattoo.
Okay.
But will he be playing tomorrow? Because I think Simon was in the other day and he said if it's a stomach strain, it can take more than 2-3 days.
Yeah, I think what you've got to understand is there's South Africans and then there's Englishmen. And the South Africans tend to get out there. It's like, can you get Mark Wood? Can you get Livingston on the park?
Just to remind you that England players generally just win World Cups. They might get injured now and again, but they win World Cups.
Okay, that's why. So they keep themselves fit for the World Cup.
There's a World Cup coming up in a few months. They can't risk it. They're going to win another one.
Okay, so you say he's in because South Africans are always in, and
He's got a South African physiotherapist there as well. Evan Speechley's the South African physiotherapist. I think the big one for me is the contribution. I mean, Maxwell's a no-brainer. The contribution from Hasaranga and Parnell. They've made little contributions, but not kind of enough. And if there's any international star to miss out, there would be one of those, I think, whether you would go Bracewell or would you go Willie. I'm not 100% sure. I know Hazelwood's still recovering. But I don't see them changing much. It's a difficult ground to defend on, the Chinnaswamy. So eventually when you move away from there, I would expect them to show a bit of faith in the bowlers and say, okay, these are a bit more bowler-friendly conditions. You should be able to do a little bit better here. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah, you'd field hard come to as a bowler if you miss out on a venue away from your home venue, which is just a road, and it's the boundary's about the size of that table. It's just ridiculous. So I don't think they need to change much. Obviously, Faf's injury will be one that they look at, but
Vishak, he went for a plenty. So you think they will back him? The first game was great, but his last game he went for quite a few.
Yeah, I believe in loyalty and a little bit of consistency in selection. I think when you start swapping and changing on the back of one iffy performance on an absolute road, I think that's when you start to create a bit of confusion in your group. I personally, when I was playing, I always used to like 4 or 5 games of consistent selection, and then you make a judgment over a period, unless the pitch is a pitch that suits a certain style of player, and then you have to make the decision. But if it's a similar pitch, I don't believe that you should be swapping and changing. I just don't think it creates the right culture around the team.
And if, the South Africans not fully fit to play tomorrow, do we see Maxi or do we see Virat captaining?
I don't know. Who's officially the vice captain?
Maxi was captaining when Faf was off the field, but that was temporary. So
maybe they'll stick with him. He had to bowl that last over as well when it was Harshal was bowling those beamers.
Yes, those two.
So I'm sure if that's the one they turn to, I think Virat quite likes the fact of just leaving it. I mean, he's involved as much as he will ever be anyway. It doesn't really matter. He's always discussing the tactics, but I'm sure they'd just give it to Maxwell if he was the one who did it last time.